You're absolutely right. You're right on all counts. I want to lose my hair shirt. I'm trying. You see, the problem is, it makes good armor, and I put it on tonight because I got scared.
Of what?
We're getting very close. Earlier with Maeve, and then...
And then with Mary.
Mm-hmm. And Ryan. You know, you don't make a false move with her. You're right on the money every time, and then I panic, and I feel like I'm setting up the kid, and...
For what? No, I like to think that my friendship with Ryan is independent of my relationship with you. In fact, if that's okay with you, then please say so, and I'll feel free to act accordingly.
Meaning?
One morning you wake up and you decide that you're sick of privilege, and I simultaneously develop an allergy to hair shirts. But Ryan and I still make our date for tea at the plaza. We don't discuss you. We're into mouse sandwiches and ballet lessons.
I agree completely.
Wonderful. You know, I do have a recommendation for a ballet class that Ryan would... Well, if she evinces any further interest in it, and if you decide that it's appropriate, okay?
Give it to me later. I'm getting to the good part.
Me? No, don't tell me you love me for my humility.
No. But I do love you.
You haven't said this to me before.
No?
No.
No.
I didn't think so, no. I would have noticed that. I'm having a little trouble standing up here. That doesn't help.
I love you. I put on my armor, and I hid inside my hair shirt and took a couple of cheap shots at Limousine Lee. That was an apology.
Whatever it was great.
And slap the on him.
Well, I suppose it could mean that you find me singularly unexciting.
But you know better.
Hey. You want to sleep?
Well, I was moving in that direction. Aren't you?
No. I can't.
Why not?
I think we've got a problem.
Oh, I thought maybe you hadn't said all there was to say about Mary earlier this evening.
Well, there may be more to say about Mary, but that's not the problem at the moment.
Hi.
Hi. Are you all right? What are you doing here?
Just checking up on you. You should be in bed.
So should you.
I was. I couldn't sleep. Oh, Pat, there's something I really need to tell you. Thank you for that.
For kissing me?
Yes.
What are you thinking?
Because it makes it so much easier. It makes it feel so much easier.
Make what feel so much easier?
Apologizing. That's what I came here for.
Uh-oh, what happened?
You already know about it. I acted like a spoiled brat this afternoon. Which I am at heart, actually, but I have to learn how to, hide that.
You fooled me. When did you act like a spoiled brat?
When you told me that you couldn't go to Cape May. And I had no excuse except I was looking forward to it so much. I couldn't bear giving it up.
All you did was ask a few reasonable questions.
Oh, Pat, the wrong one. I never asked what I could do. No, only what you thought you had to do.
Well, I don't blame you for wondering.
No, Pat, I read it. It's incredible. I feel so bad for you, brother.
It'd be tough for anybody to take, but it's especially hard for Frank. Our family motto is death before dishonor. Dodd takes that pretty seriously. That's the way he was raised, and that's what he's passed along to us. See, John Ryan believes that the essence of a man's character is his honor. Or a woman's. I mean, my sisters were raised that way, too. You're as good as your word. That's Dodd's philosophy.
Is there anything I could do for you now?
Thanks, I don't think so, but I'll let you know. Just hold that Cape May thought.
Oh, I will.
Hello there, Amanda.
Hi, Maeve.
John said he thought he saw you rushing through down there.
Gosh, I'm real sorry about that. I was so anxious to see Pat, I didn't even think to stop to say hello.
Oh,
How are you?
holding up. Patrick, Bob is downstairs. He got a call at the office from Jillian in St. Louis.
Oh, good news?
No news at all. She's hired a detective recommended by Matt Pierce. But anyway, Bob wants to tell you himself. Could you go down for a minute?
Sure. I won't be long.
I'll go with you. You can help me get a cab in there.
Oh, do you have to run off, dear? I could fix us a cup of tea.
Oh, well, I don't need any tea, but I'd sure love to stay and chat.
Oh,
See you
good.
downstairs.
My goodness, you're still finding work to do at this hour? We should all be in bed.
Oh. Mending is nothing short to me. I find it very relaxing. Little John. But he caught the ball. That's what's important.
You must be wondering what I'm doing here in the middle of the night.
Oh, I just hope there's nothing wrong.
No, I just had to apologize to Pat. I behaved very badly this afternoon when he had to postpone our trip to Cape May. But of course, I realize now that he couldn't have gone when Frank needed him here. Except at that moment, I didn't really realize that, and I reacted badly.
Well, you must have been disappointed.
Even so, I should have been a lot more understanding.
Well, I tell you the truth. This family tends to stick together like glue in times of crisis. Everything else goes by the board.
It's funny, Faith said the same thing, but I don't know, somehow it's easier to accept when I hear it from you.
Well, Faith has known us all so long. She's practically a member of this family, dear.
I don't think she likes me as much anymore.
Why would you think a thing like that?
Oh, I don't know, just her manner towards me. In fact, it seems to have changed since I came back from Switzerland.
Lord.
Maybe she just feels a little uneasy about my feelings for Pat.
Oh,
Or more especially his for me.
Patrick and Faith, my dear, have been dearest of friends for so many years, and yet they've always been able to accommodate others that were important to them.
Well, maybe I'm oversensitive.
Well, you know, Faith has come through a time of loss and mourning over Mr. Bronsky, so it's just very possible that she isn't quite herself these days.
Right, maybe that's why she's so overprotective of Pat.
If she is.
Maeve, she really upset me this afternoon.
Oh. Over what, dear?
She lectured me on family loyalty. And something about me not even understanding other people's needs. But she didn't even try once to understand my feelings.
Your feelings about what?
How disappointed I was, how much I wanted to go to Cape May with Pat. And I will. I will. He promised. But of course, I know that the rest is good for him. It's the kind of rest that he needs. And of course, we can't go until Frank's problem is solved.
Well, then you won't have long to wait. Because his problem's going to have to be solved soon, otherwise he's going to lose the nomination of the party.
Maeve, like I said to Pat, if there's anything I could do to help, anything.
Oh. Thank you, dear.
Gosh, I gotta go home. I even totally forgot to leave a note for my sister.
Well, you know, she was by here earlier this evening. She's a grand girl.
Yes. Lee is wonderful. And we're beginning to develop our own brand of family loyalty.
Yes?
Us against the rest of them.
Well, then at least you're not alone,
That's right. Gosh, I've got to go. Thanks for everything.
Oh, well, it was nice chatting with you.
Good night.
Good night.
Dave, where's Bobby, Patty? I have to talk to the two of them right away. And to you, too. Something terrible.
Since when?
Since always, I just didn't mention it before.
Well, is it something I did or said or thought?
No. It's Ryan. I can't be gone when she wakes up in the morning.
Ryan. Well, why didn't I think of that?
Well, because it didn't happen before. She was with Maeve and Johnny the last time we were together.
So she was.
In fact, this is the first time I've ever been in this situation.
You never had to love him and leave him before?
I arrange my social life around Ryan's visits with her grandparents.
Well, it's nice they like to have her with them so often.
I haven't been that busy.
I mean, it's nice for us, because I like to sleep with you and wake up with you.
Me too. I'm sorry that I have to leave.
Just don't leave before you go. Come on, stop it. Stop it right here.
What? What? What are you talking about?
You're about to get moody on me again. Don't do that. Please don't make this into a tragedy. And please, don't go to that place in your head that leaves me out.
I am going to that place on Weehawken Street where I live. That's where I'm going.
Fine, go to Weehawken Street, but don't back away from me, and don't turn this minor problem. It's not a problem. It's a minor disappointment into an excuse for you to worry.
I was worried.
Well, you look worried. You're acting worried. You're moving in a worried way.
You're cracking up.
I am not. You do. You worry about things that you don't need to worry about yet. You worry about Mary. You worry about Ryan. You worry about the nature of our relationship. You worry about everything. Can't you just enjoy yourself and me and us?
I do. I am. I was. I take you seriously. I take us seriously. Apparently you don't. You think the whole thing is just a good old romp. Well, figures.
I take us seriously, but why does serious have to mean grim?
Who's grim?
You are. At the ballet, in the car. I saw you. Every time. Every time you started to relax and have a good time, you suddenly, this light went on in your head. Uh-oh. I might be having a good time here. Uh-oh, what can this mean? I'd better go back to the computer here on this one. No. Better analyze the situation. Better predict the possible dangers here. This could be serious. In fact, this could be grim. I saw you every time. I saw those wheels turning.
Mm-hmm. Unlike yourself, who never gives a thought to the future, right? Live for today and to hell with the consequences. Damn the torpedoes. Never mind about a little girl who could be hurt if you decide that you've had enough of Finelli and Company, just like you had enough of the opera and the ballet.
That was a job. Those were all jobs. This is people. There's a difference. Did you know? No, you probably don't know. You and your work, you're so tied up with it, you put it ahead of everything in your life.
Yeah, well, there's a saying you should give some thought to, you know. It says, keep interested in your own career, however humble. In the changing fortunes of time, it's a real possession.
Oh, that's a lovely little saying. There's about 10% of the American population right now would differ with you a little bit on that one.
Well, maybe you could help those 10% by hiring a few more employees. How's that? How about a full-time limo driver instead of just on special occasions,
You know, there's another saying that you could maybe give some thought to. Too much of a good thing can be wonderful.
Who said that? Your guru?
Mae West. I don't have a guru.
You've had some remarkable influences in your life.
Do you remember why you came here this evening?
No.
You came here to apologize to me. This is one hell of an apology. Well, come on. Why do we do this, huh? Do we do this because it's so much fun to make up?
That must be part of it. But not all.
I don't live for the moment, you know. I really don't. I like to live in the moment, though, and not keep looking back all the time.
So what?
I know. It's not as easy for you. I never loved anybody the way you loved Mary, and I don't have the responsibility of a child. I'll try, okay, to be more understanding of your situation.
I'll try to be more with you when I'm with you.
Thank you, because it's wonderful when you are. Hey, this is a milestone.
Milestone.
Uh-huh.
How?
have settled an argument without one of us storming off and having to come back later.
Well, it's very practical. Saves cab fare.
Oh, you would think of that.
You know, why don't we go to bed and you can give me some more Mae West quotes?
But I don't know anymore.
Well, in that case, you'll have to think of something else to do.
I thought you had to go home.
I do, but not this minute.
There's always tomorrow.
Now who's looking ahead?
I'm looking forward.
So am I. Okay. You don't have to walk downstairs with me.
Oh, you're all right. I won't.
Good night.
Good night.
Dee, what are you so upset about?
I wanted to help Frank out, so I went to the Hotel Sancerre.
To see Charlotte Greer?
Well, I didn't ask to see her, and I didn't want her to know she was talking to me. I felt for me to find out the truth, I wanted to catch her off her guard. In order for me to find out clues, I wanted to go through her belongings, so I went to the hotel, and I bribed myself a maid's uniform, and I got an armload of towels, and I went to her room.
Well, that's very enterprising, to say the least.
So far, it's very interesting.
Well, at first the woman wouldn't let me in, but I got right by her. So then I saw Charlotte. You know, she recognized me.
Huh? From the press conference.
She wasn't here long enough to notice who was down there.
It wasn't from the press conference. She knew who I was. She knew my whole name. She knew I was married to Frank.
How could that be?
Well, what she said is, she saw a lot of pictures of me on his dresser, on the table next to his bed. All these pictures of me. Like it was when Frank and I were married.
Your picture must have been in the paper when Frank was running for city council. She has obviously done her
It
research.
wasn't in the paper. It wasn't at all. She told me that Frank said that I used to insist upon being in all the pictures. You know, with you and Johnny, Pat and myself, and little John. That's why she saw so many pictures of me. She said Frank told her a lot of intimate family details. Things only Frank could tell her.
Such as?
Such as the shamrock tattoo. You don't read about them in the papers, do you?
All right, just a minute now. What are you suggesting? That Francis knows this woman, that he married her, that he's been lying to us all along?
What I'm saying is we don't know the whole story, not by a long shot, Maeve.
Nobody is saying we know the whole story, Dee. We don't know who's behind it or how they've managed it. But one thing we do know, that Francis is not lying. That's a given. I'm not going to stand in this room and tolerate a moment's doubt about
just
that.
hold on a minute. I don't think anybody is doubting Frank's word. It's a mystery. That's all. And we're just trying to figure it out.
Well, I feel like she's invading our privacy. Kind of like she's spying on all of us.
I don't know how the woman got her information, but she didn't get it from Francis.
Dee, did you notice anything while you were there? Anything that might be a clue as to who she's working for?
Like what?
Well, letters lying around. Did she get any phone calls?
No, nothing like that. But I realized something. I think she's very rich. I looked in her closet. Her clothes are really beautiful.
Oh.
Dee, you're good at psyching people out. What did you feel about her?
Well, I felt like she wasn't crazy, if that's what you mean. She seemed very strong, and she seemed very sure of herself. The woman knew what she wanted. But it's like she was very angry, but sad underneath that. Like something hurt her really badly. I almost felt sorry for her, Maeve.
Frank said that she was an actress.
If this woman is an actress, she's the best actress I have ever seen in my life.
Did was anything else said that might be important?
Yeah, she said I was a disappointment to her. She thought I could be the one person who would be on her side.
Why on earth?
Because Frank left her and left me for Jill. When she said something like that, it was very real to me. If I'm making you mad, I'm terribly sorry about that, but I have to tell you the way it is.
Well, there's one thing for certain. This woman is an accomplished liar. And it sounds to me that she knew exactly how to get to
But I was
you.
very scared because she knew all about me and she knew all about everybody.
Somebody has gone to an amazing amount of trouble to stop Frank from going to Congress. And I, for one, would love to know who would be that intent upon it.
I don't know. But I think I better have a long talk with him first thing in the morning.
I think you should. Maybe I should be there alone.
No, I want to see him alone.
Okay, well, just tell him I tried to help, okay?
Okay, I will.
Okay, well, I'm going to go check on little John. Then I'm going to put myself to bed. I feel like I've been through the ringer today.
You've had quite an adventure.
Yeah, I really did. Usually things like this backfire on me. At least I didn't wind up in jail. Well, good night.
Good night, Jim. Patrick. Dee Dee is one thing. We all know she's scattered. But surely, you're not starting to doubt your brother.
Thanks for that. I'm sorry that you woke up when I was gone.
That's okay. I knew you'd come back.
You come into my bed because you miss me? You want to go back to your own bed now?
Almost. Where did you go?
I went to apologize to Lee.
Why? What did you do?
Well, I think I was a little moody tonight at the ballet. You probably having too much fun to have noticed, but I think Lee did. And then when she brought us home, I didn't invite her up. I was afraid her feelings were hurt.
Are her feelings okay now?
I think so. You like her a lot, don't you?
Yep. Do you?
More than I thought I could. Come on. Let's go to bed.
Okay.
Oh, my. What about dog?
Come on now, Patrick. What are you thinking?
I don't think Frank's lying. I do think that there is a possibility that Dee may be right when she said we may not have the whole story.
Are you saying that he knows something that he's not telling us?
I don't know. That's what I want to talk to him about.
But he wouldn't do a thing like that. And what sort of thing would he think from it?
Maybe it's something that happened in St. Louis that he didn't feel was important enough for us to know.
If it was about that Greer woman, he would have told us about it. He doesn't know her.
Maybe she was indirectly connected to some situation that he was involved in out there.
But he's got to have thought of that.
I still want to explore it with him. I never really did understand why he left St. Louis so abruptly.
Earl, why didn't you tell me?
For it. Not just living life, but celebrating it. The triumph of one family. Ryan's Hope. Weekdays.
Charlotte's hotel room. And a maid's get-up. She bribed somebody, trying to find out what she could and maybe trip the lady up somehow.
It's Delia original. I gather it didn't work.
Well, Delia got the shock of her life because Charlotte recognized her.
That's impossible.
I guess not.
No, come to think of it, it's probably not. I'll tell you something, who's ever behind this thing ought to get a degree in Frank Ryan. They must have hit the old newspapers time of the last council campaign. There'd have been pictures of Dee.
Well, according to Delia, Charlotte knows a lot more than what would have been in the papers. Family history, names, places, incidents, even certain personal details about you.
You mean to say that Delia bought it?
Essentially, yes.
Well, I guess that's not so surprising. I'll tell you something, Patty. If I wasn't absolutely sure who I am and where I've been these last few months, I might begin to doubt it myself, doubt my own sanity. The way that woman stuck to her story. All her fine details, it's no wonder Dee was taking them. She, hasn't exactly been happy with me lately, you know. We had a few set-tos over Jono. Plus the fact that I don't think she's ever really forgiven me for a lot of the past.
Like Jill, when you were married to Delia.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Charlotte knows all about that, too.
Incredible.
Yeah. Frank? Is there anything else we should know?
Like what?
Just, if there's more to this story than you've been letting on, in order to protect us or for whatever reason, it's time to tell it all. Is there anything else on Charlotte Greer? I mean, why would she do this? What happened in St. Louis, Frank?
In other words, you think I'm lying.
sorry. Must be catching late all the time for my sister.
I haven't noticed you're late all the time.
Well, I'm not going to be. And I came here early because I wanted to talk to you about something before Pat got here.
Me, why?
I know you're still mad at me. And I don't blame you.
Miranda, I was never mad at you.
Yes, you were, and it's okay. I did a lot of thinking about what you said to me, and oh, there we go again. Me. No, I should have asked first about Pat's brother. How's all that coming?
Nothing's new. Jill is expected home today. Maybe she found out something in St. Louis.
So, Pat's,
He's at Frank's office.
he spoke to you?
He left a message where he could be reached.
Well, I'm glad that he's not here yet, because you're the one I want to talk to. I already apologized to him.
Amanda, you do not owe me.
Yes, I do. Yes. I care very much what you think about me. And after I digested everything that you had said to me yesterday, I realized that my behavior was fairly unlovable. Pat canceled the trip for good reasons. I guess I just was disappointed, and I behaved like a child, and you got the brunt of it because you happened to be here, and...
Honey, I was not judging your behavior. I was concerned about it.
Concerned how?
Well, you have just been through a very serious mental illness.
Are you still wondering if I'm sick?
No. I just wonder if your reaction wasn't awfully intense for a rather minor frustration.
It didn't feel minor. It felt enormous. I love being alone with Pat. We had planned a very beautiful weekend together. When he canceled it, I guess I was just so disappointed, and all I could feel at first was my anger and my upset, but don't you see? It doesn't mean that I'm getting sick. It means I'm getting better.
I'm not sure I follow.
I was repressed, and I am not now. I had swallowed my anger for years, to all of it. I had behaved like I was supposed to, like the best little girl in the world. But now I'm feeling what I feel when I feel it.
And the whole world knows when you're feeling it. I'm sorry, that was unkind.
I know I went overboard. That's why I'm apologizing. And I know in the great scheme of things, it was proper for Patrick to put his family first this time. You made that clear to me.
Are you seeing Dr. Pagano?
No. I mean, not yet, but I will. Why?
I just think you need some support through all this. All these emotions are coming out, and I know they've got to be confusing. Didn't the people at the sanitarium recommend outpatient care?
Yes, they did. And Faith, I've been meaning to call Dr. Pagano. It's just I felt so terrific. Better than I ever remember. And I am getting so much support from Pat. Oh, maybe that's what you're worried about.
What do you mean?
Faith, are you concerned about my emotional condition? Or are you just concerned because I'm the person Pat loves?
Pat's loving you does not make me worried about you, Amanda.
Maybe it makes you worried about him.
I am concerned about your health.
My mental health. Just because I have a history. Don't I get to make mistakes like everyone else? Don't you see, you caught me at a moment when I think probably all the anger I've ever felt just kind of spilled out. And that is new to me. And I said I was sorry. I got it under control. Please. Please don't judge me or
what?
Or lecture me.
Lecture? I didn't think I was. Well, Pat would have had my head for that one.
He really believes that I know what's best for me, and he makes me believe that.
Well, that's not what I meant exactly. From year one, Patrick has been after me not to haul in my intellect where it is not wanted or welcome.
He's wonderful, isn't he?
Yes, he is. And I'm very grateful that I have him for a friend. Where's the Martinez file, the Raphael?
I don't know. I'll look for it. You once said that you and Pat had a romance.
I did?
Well, you implied it happened a while ago.
Well, like I said, year one.
Were you lovers?
Amanda, what a question. Patrick and I are friends,
period. The chart must be upstairs.
Didn't need to.
Given you've never seen this lady before, I can accept that as perfectly true and still wonder if it's the whole story.
Would you imagine to be what?
I don't know. Complicated, maybe. Maybe involving somebody's confidence. You gave your word somewhere. It could be somebody needs protection.
Oh, come on, Patrick. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I knew I wouldn't be asking.
You're not asking. You're just accusing me outright.
Accusing? No.
You sure you are. Why else would you accept Vi Delia's opinion? You know she's a classic hysteric.
Delia was together last night, and she went in there honestly trying to help you out.
You come on, Patrick. You know better than that. She's trying to get brownie points from the family.
Well, she didn't get any. You think Ma appreciated her conclusion?
I'm glad to hear there's somebody still on my side.
We're all on your side, Frank.
Who's we? Who did Delia get to besides you and Ma?
Nobody.
Doc?
Doc wasn't even there when she got back. Ma's probably filling him in now.
Oh. So then, in other words, you're not here as family spokesman at all. You're here just for yourself.
I believe the family deserves to know. We trust you, Frank. And you ought to trust us. And if you're holding back anything about Charlotte Greer that would explain how she got all that inside dope on you, tell us.
There isn't anything, or I would tell you. Hell, my career's on the line here. You think I'd let that happen? Let some woman walk in and destroy any chance I have for a political comeback? Make a total mishmash of my personal life? Turn my own family against me? You think I'd sit by with some kind of an idiotic secret?
No one is against you, damn it. We're all for you, no matter what. But maybe you're not stopping that woman because you know you can't.
Now, what is that supposed to mean?
Years ago, when you were running for the council, you had a secret then. You were married to Delia, but you loved Jillian. And you knew that if that came out, it would be political suicide. And you knew what the family reaction would be to your having an affair. So you kept quiet, Frank, very quiet, for a very long time. Several years after that, when you were up for the Senate, there was a relationship with Ray Wood.
All right, Pat, all right. What is this? Is this Judgment Day?
No, I'm talking politics, not morals.
All right, then get off your high horse, kid.
You think this is easy for me, Frank? Think
It's no
again.
picnic for me, buddy. You know, I just got a flash on how Jono must have felt when nobody bought his story about the 40 bucks.
Sorry, I'm sorry that I have to do this.
Hey, are you okay?
I'm fine. It's a word thing. It happens when I try, when I get tired.
Or worked up about something?
Yeah, and it's hard not to get worked up when somebody's attacking my brother.
Well, I shouldn't have lost my temper. I'm sorry.
Me too.
What makes you think that I'm holding anything back? I'm not telling at all.
I'm not sure you're not. I just keep thinking about the past and the fact that you were away for so long. I mean, I couldn't manage 14 months without female companionship.
Well, neither could I. I'm not saying I was celibate the whole time I was in St. Louis. I wasn't, but there was no scandal. No big involvements, no promises. And no marriages of any kind. Absolutely none to Charlotte Greer or anybody else. Pat, I'll tell you, I just don't know where she got her information.
And you don't know why or how anybody would be doing this to you.
You want to go get Ma's Bible for me right now?
So, what are you planning now?
I'm going to call in the authorities, see if they'll give me some off-the-record assistance.
You think they would?
Yeah, I think they might. They owe me. They weren't much help when Ray was doing her dirty work trying to get me pulled off the Senate.
How come?
Well, I guess they just looked at the superficial evidence and figured the man doesn't have a very good explanation, ergo he must be guilty.
That's not my intention, Frank. The world asks. Ryan, stand behind Ryan's 100%.
Publicly. How about privately?
I heard what you said. And I know that you meant it. I'll get back to the clinic. Take care.
Yeah. Georgia, cancel everything for the next couple of hours. I have to see some people.
Gabrielle, I'll see if I can find Amanda.
Wait, I have...
I will. Goodbye, Doctor.
Thank you.
Figure 15. Hi.
Morning.
Things aren't wonderful.
They sure aren't. I just came from seeing Frank.
I knew I heard your voice.
Hi.
Have things improved for Frank?
Well, I'd like to say so, but they're worse. At least it feels that way.
How?
Oh, Charlotte Greer, it turns out, has got all this information about Frank. Professional and personal. Very personal, some of it. It's likely to convince almost anybody that there's some truth to her story.
Well, maybe Jill will come up with something.
Let's hope.
How's your mom doing?
Well, taking the attitude you'd expect, with them 100%.
Well, we all have to. Listen, this may end up being a tempest in a teapot. Goodness, they're going to prove that woman is lying, and if anybody doubted your brother or even expressed anything against him, they're going to be very sorry.
Well, I appreciate your...
Amanda, you had a call from Switzerland, your Dr. Gabrielle.
When?
Just a few minutes ago. I mean, 2 minutes ago.
Why didn't you page me?
Because you were on the top floor and the paging system isn't working on the top floor. Yes. Remember? You called the repairman yourself.
Oh, yes, I remember. Why would he call me? Did you talk to him?
Well, only briefly.
Well, what did he say?
He just was worried about you and wanted to make sure you were all right.
Gosh, why on earth would he be worried about me? He was going to discharge me.
Well, maybe you ought to call and find out, huh?
I will, of course.
Yeah, here's the number and the operator and the code. I'm late getting started. If you feel like you want to talk, we can talk later.
Yeah, thanks, Faith.
Why did she do that to me?
Do what?
Act like I'm still sick.
Wait a minute. What did she do that made you feel like that?
Please, don't misunderstand me. I know she's been wonderful and nice to me, but she makes me feel like I'm an invalid.
Well, I'm sure she doesn't mean to make you feel that
Dr.
way.
Ryan, excuse me. Elsie Martin's here for a follow-up, and her mother has something she wants to give you in person.
Give me?
I think it's chicken soup.
Oh, well, I'd better go...
Hey, please, don't worry about me. I've got work to do.
Okay, I'll see you later.
International Operator 15, please. This is Amanda Kirkland returning the call of Dr. Franz Gabriel, Lucerne. The number's 4141-836-469. Thank you.
Hello?
Dr. Gabriel, it's Amanda.
Ah, Amanda, I'm so relieved to hear your voice. I've been worried.
Happier? Why?
Well, I expected to hear from you by this time. You promised that you would have your psychiatrist send to me regular reports.
Oh, I will. I mean...
Well, your father called today. He's asking for assurance that you're all right.
He knows I'm fine. Lee told him.
Well, your sister's not a doctor, Amanda. He wanted to hear from a...
Dr. Gabriel, I don't want to talk about my father. You know why.
I see.
I'm sorry. I know I should have written. It's just everything's been so perfect here since I got here. I've got my job back, my friends. I'm having a lot of fun. Honestly, I've never felt any better.
I see. How often do you see a doctor, then? Dr. Pagano, is it?
Yes, all the time. He's a big help.
Good. Well, then, if you'll give me his address, I'll have your file sent to his office.
No, don't do that. Not now. I mean, not at this moment. He's not there. He's on vacation. Gosh, you don't have to worry about me. I've got Pat, and it's really taking care of me.
I hope not, my dear.
Pardon me?
Amanda, if I thought that I would never have allowed you to leave Marcotti, if I thought that you were going to have some one person take care of you. Supportive therapy, yes, but another dependent relationship.
No, it's not that way at all.
Your need at the moment is for a structured life with continued, regular therapy. Now, if you see to it that those needs are met, then you will be taking care of yourself.
Dr. Gabriel, I know it's good for me. I know what I need. And it is Pat Ryan helping me along the way he has been. Please, I'm doing very, very well. Please do not call me again.
Is Carol Burnett.
Verlin Grubb, V as in Victory, Verlin.
She's in search of her real father.
His name, Mrs. Wallingford, is Lenny Black.
And in search of a new love.
Now, Ben, and
Like that, okay.
And
And Pine Valley will never be the same.
I like to change your name.
Don't miss guest star Carol Burnett this week on All My Children.
Oh, hi. Oh, I never get any exercise anymore. You know, this aerobic exercise is really helping now.
Delia, what are you doing?
I'm trying to speed up my metabolism.
No, I'm not talking about that. I mean going after this Greer woman. What were you after going to see her?
I was after the truth. And I found her, too.
Oh, come on.
Well, at least part of it anyway. Hey, Frank, why don't you tell us the rest? So the whole family doesn't flip out, okay?
You believed her and nobody else did, so why did she get to you?
Oh, Frank, you know, you've known me for so long. I don't know why you don't give me credit for having any brains at all. Here, I've made a lot of money in the commodities market. Also, I've had one of the most successful restaurants in the whole history of New York City. And you still treat me like Dum-Dum Delia.
I still treat you like someone who framed their own son a couple of weeks ago in order to trap me. Now, is that it? You're still upset because I rejected you?
I'm not the issue here, Frank. You're the issue. And really, I was trying to help. And I upset Maeve, and she got mad at me. And when that happens, I get so sad for her.
Charlotte Greer conned you. How?
Well, she recognized me on sight.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you call a con? See, Frank, she knew some intimate details about you.
Oh?
Uh-huh. Like a certain shamrock tattoo. She knew things about you that only someone who's been to bed with you would know. And she was hurting from way down deep. And I could recognize that because I've been there and back.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, that's it. Whoever is behind this has dug deeper than just facts. They've done an entire emotional rundown. I'll bet they have every member of this family on a computer somewhere.
Come on, Frank. Would you fess up? You know, if you tell the truth to everybody and the whole story, I'm sure everybody's going to be impressed. Remember a long time ago, when we were still married, and you were having an affair with Jill? Someone found out about it, tried to blackmail you. So you went to the party, and you gave this wonderful, wonderful speech about how sorry you were. And Charlie Ferris and all his boys gave you a lot of support. Oh, your mother and father would forgive you. They always do.
I'm going to go down and talk to Dave.
On Ryan's Hope.
I'm not working for anybody but myself.
You're a phony. A real fake.
Will Charlotte yield to Jill's pressure? Ryan's Hope.
I wish everything around here could be fixed that easily. Well, how'd everything go with... Frank?
Hi.
I thought you were...
Patrick?
Well, I thought you were at work. I also thought you were Patrick. But then again, I never hear as well when I'm under the sink.
Right.
Hey, what is it? The party didn't let you know?
No. They haven't dropped me yet. I just hope my family doesn't beat them to it.
What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, that wasn't very smooth. Look, I was just at work, and Pat came to see me, as you obviously know.
Yeah.
He filled me in on Dee's little adventure with Charlotte Greer. I was just upstairs talking to Delia right now. I thought about waiting till tonight to talk to you, but I couldn't wait. Doc, do you think I'm lying?
Hey, come on. What kind of a
Now,
question
please,
is that?
just yes or no.
Hi, Grandpa.
Well, look who's here, sweetheart. Ryan. What a sight for sore eyes. How are you, sweetheart, huh?
She's fine. I'm the one that's out of breath.
Hi.
Next time I get the head start. Hi.
Hi, Lee.
Oh, Jack got tied up at the studio, so I picked her up. We're going to meet him here.
Oh, fine. Good. Listen, there's some coffee out there if you care to have some.
Oh, no, thanks. Not for me. But if you're taking a break, I'll sit with you.
Oh, I'd like that a lot, but I have to get back to the office in a couple of minutes.
Hey, Maeve's upstairs. Why don't you take her up?
Yeah. Why don't we go upstairs to see your grandma? You can show your pictures, okay? See you later.
Yeah, sure. Look, Frank, I trust you, but with this Greer woman, there are no simple yes or no answers. Now, not anymore.
You just do me a favor and don't talk around it. Delia doubts me. Patrick doubts me. I want to know if you do, too.
Now, what do you expect me to say? You want me to accuse you of some
I
involvement?
expect you to tell me what's true. But for God's sake, be straight with me.
Why don't you just go ahead with your vacuuming? Doesn't bother me a bit.
Oh, yes, the house is spotless. I just have a habit of cleaning when in moments of crisis.
That's so constructive. I can't believe it.
Oh, don't give me credit. It's the habit that my family has. My sister says it's better than turning to drink.
I suppose it is. Now, in my family, when something goes wrong, you run away. You go straight to your room and hide and sleep or eat or something. It's called just lay low and stay out of range.
Out of whose range?
Oh, whatever, whoever. You know, pottery on the air, in the air, or just flaring tempers even.
Oh, dear.
I guess our families are pretty different, huh?
Well, that's possible. But now I want to hear about the ballet Miss Ryan ran out so soon. You're going to have to give me the report.
It was a wonderful performance, but the best part was Ryan's reaction.
Oh,
That is fabulous.
Yes.
Is that fabulous?
it is fabulous.
Do you want to help me? Do you want me to help you on with those?
No, I can do it. I'll surprise you.
Okay, great.
Well, you certainly have her at the palm of your hand.
Yeah, vice versa. Well, she gets along with everybody, though, doesn't she? I mean,
Well, not to the extent that she does with you. Have you spent much time around children?
no, none. Well, I mean, Amanda and I were close in a way, but I'd be fiercely protective of her one day and then just totally ignore her the next. We still grew up to be friends, though. I don't think it's all bad to ignore children. Listen to me. It's mothers that are the experts, and I'm nobody's mother.
Oh,
Although I think some mothers are just perfectly terrible, don't you?
Well, I have a hunch we all sort of play it by ear.
It's just that I seem to do better with her at very, very long distance. There I go again. I guess I just am not like other women in that. I'm not close with my mother, and I don't want a house full of children. I never have. I appreciate a warm, lovely family, but I could never make one.
Well, not alone you couldn't. I mean, it takes two, luckily. And with more than one parent around, my responsibilities are a great deal lighter.
Yes, but then you've got a husband to put up with.
Oh, that's doable.
For some. For you, certainly. I don't know. I'm funny, though. I've always got my eyes on the exits.
Oh, that sounds like Ryan.
Ryan, are you okay?
Yes, I think so.
What happened to you, love?
I tripped.
You tripped on the ribbons. Here, come here, sit down. Show me where it hurts.
Here.
Uh-huh. Now, if you were a dancer, we would rub this very, very gently. Shall I do that? Okay. Now, tell me if I'm hurting you.
She's used to taking her lumps.
Is that better? Do you want me to stop? No. Okay. Well, this is good therapy. We can keep this up.
Would you feel better if you were lying down?
No.
Well, that sounds like it might be a good idea to me.
Would you come with me?
Sure, that's easy. You show me the way. But just take it easy, okay? Okay, here we go.
And if you fall asleep, you know, you could use a nap.
Could we come with me till I'm asleep?
Of course.
Okay, come on, I'll sing to you. How about that?
In the first place, Frank, I'm not accusing you of lying. In the second place, I'm trying like mad to get a grip on the situation, to understand it. In the third place, I can't understand it. And after Dee's adventure, as you call it, I can't understand it. Something fierce.
In other words, you're about in the same place that Patrick is.
Ah, come off it, will you, please?
Come off what? I am concerned that my own brother thinks that I'm holding something back, and evidently my own father agrees with him. Does Ma, too? Never mind. Don't answer that. I don't want you to speak for her. I am concerned and I am upset, and I have a right to be.
Because it's one thing to get pounded from the outside, but from the inside, from your own family, the people that I rely on.
All right, now, wait a minute. Hold it right there. Don't finish that. Now, look, if you want to discuss it with me, that's fine. You want to put me in some lousy position and then hang me there? No. Now, you decide. Just think back a couple of weeks, will you? To you and your own son. Now, you thought he might have stolen some money. It looked like he did for all the world. Now, on the one hand, you wanted to trust him. On the other hand, you just couldn't make the facts line up. He was in pain, and you were in pain. Right, now, this Charlotte Greer has some very, very personal information about you. She didn't find out what you keep on your night table from some newspaper story?
Yeah, she didn't read about my shamrock tattoo in the Congressional Record. I know that.
All right, so put yourself in my shoes. What am I supposed to think, huh?
Well, the thought might occur to you that your oldest has always appreciated beautiful women.
Uh-huh, yeah.
And he might have sought out the company of same while in St. Louis.
For over a year. Very possible.
Well, he did. But Charlotte Greer was not one of them.
Look, Frank, how can I say this to you? In the past, there have been times when
I'll say it for you, Doc. There was Jill while there was Delia. And there was Ray while there was Jill. Patrick made that point very clearly to me. And I told him then, and I'm telling you now, that I am not keeping anything or anyone under wraps. Miss Greer is not one of my secrets.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, that's very nice. There's a lot of conviction there.
Hey, don't get... I don't need your sarcasm.
Well, I don't need these doubts. No, I just told you 100% for sure, no doubt at all, that I have never seen this woman before. She's a total stranger. And you say the right words. And your face and your voice, they're all wrong. Your attitude just tells me you think I'm a liar.
I do not. You're getting paranoid.
No, I'm not. No. Somewhere deep down in your head, you really think that I married that woman.
I'll tell you what I think. I think you've had a history of trying to solve certain problems alone, and those problems have generally had something to do with women. And I'd be very short-sighted if those problems weren't right here in my mind as we stand here and talk to each other. I also think we're wasting our time and our temper. Let's calm down and we'll talk some more some other time.
Now, wait a minute. I was out of line.
All right, forget it.
No, I know. You're not calling me a liar.
Frank, I'm scared for you.
Well, I'm scared, too.
Look, it's hard for me to question you. For all the closeness and the openness in this family, there have been boundaries. You have a right to your own life. I'm not going to intrude on that.
I waive that right for the moment. Just ask me your questions, whatever they are, because if you don't, you're just going to keep at each other.
You got any more donuts?
Yeah, I got some more, Jim. Just leave the tray there. I'll bring them out in a second, huh?
Right.
Now, look, if this Greer woman is a fraud, she's obviously here for somebody in St. Louis who's got it in for you.
Yeah.
Privately, personally, or professionally. Look, you told me that in St. Louis you moved in the fast lane, right? You're under a lot of pressure. Maybe there was some deal. Maybe you made some enemies, huh?
If by deal you mean shady deals, there were none.
All right, then some enemy, huh?
Well, there's a couple of guys that wouldn't cry too much if they saw my name on the obituary page. But while I'm on my feet, I don't think they'll tangle with me.
All right, 2 men. What about women?
Bobby asked me that very question the same day that Ozowski and Monahan brought up the whole idea of the special election. Jill was sitting right there. So was Jack and Siobhan and Delia. And I told them then, I assured them, that no scandal involving women would follow me home.
You're telling me what?
Doc, I am telling you exactly the same thing. There was no serious involvement. Now, I give you my word on that.
I give you my word, I believe you.
Thanks. It doesn't feel a whole lot better, does it?
No. Not with this Greer woman mouthing off to reporters, waving divorce decrees, knowing your ex was on site. Frank, you got maybe 2-3 days to prove this woman's a fraud. What's your next move?
I don't know. I'm just going to go back to the office. I'm going to check with George, and I'll wait till Jill gets back.
Maybe Jill got lucky, found some clues.
Yeah, well, if she did, you'll be the first to hear about it.
Hello? Hi. Have you seen a kid and her friend? One's about, and the other's maybe...
Still in Ryan's own room. So, did the meeting go well?
Oh, not half bad. I may like TV journalism. I may like TV journalism a lot.
Oh, they're going to let you say what you want to.
Now, how'd you know that?
When you tiptoe down the hallway, please, because Ryan may be asleep. She bumped her knee and she wanted Lee to stay with her.
She's okay.
Oh, she's fine. She's very fond of Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me, has Lee decided to settle here in New York or instead of going back to San Francisco?
Well, I'm not sure that Lee is settled, but I'm glad she's here.
You okay?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
That song.
What about it?
Damned if I know.
I told Ryan we'd call her later this evening. Come on.
Could you hold on for just 1 minute? Georgia, if you could find a couple aspirin, I'd appreciate it. Sorry. No, well, I wouldn't have said that, Mr. O'Brien, unless I meant it. I think you know me well enough to believe that. Yeah. Well, no, I appreciate your calling. I really do. I'm glad you did. I just don't want you to forget that I've been in tougher situations and gotten through it before. All right? Okay, I will. Yeah. Bye. Thanks, Georgia. You're wonderful. Never gonna go away from me again.
Okay.
Not even for one night.
All right. for Monahan and Sofsky?
My nomination is officially in doubt. But that doesn't mean a damn thing as long as I can nail this Greer woman fast.
Oh, boy. I thought my going to St. Louis, I'd find something out, but I didn't, and I'm sorry.
You couldn't have messed up any worse than I did here. You want to compare disaster stories?
At least you still can smile.
Well, there's only one reason for that, and that's because you're home. Otherwise, well, I'll begin in reverse order. Thomas Aquinas O'Brien just called and said there was going to be no campaign money until I was 200% in the clear, which didn't surprise me. What did surprise me is... Well, tell me about Ted Brown. You get in touch with him?
No, Mr. and Mrs. Brown are on vacation, 6 weeks in China. There's a new personal secretary. There's no records of business entertainment, guest lists. There's absolutely nothing.
That's beautiful.
However, there is a house in Charlotte Greer's name.
Yeah.
I went there and I talked to some of the neighbors. It seems that they relate in terms of front lawns, and Greer's is large and green, and they like that.
Well, that's just swell.
Frank, we need help, and we need it now, a lot of it.
I know that, and I've decided to call in the authorities. Now, my signature is forged on that marriage certificate, on the divorce decree, and about 10 other documents. If I can get a federal agency just to verify that, I will be stamped honest man like that. Could make a whole lot of people feel a lot better, too.
Okay. What else surprised you?
What?
Before you...
Oh, yeah. Well, Don's worried I'm not telling the whole truth. So's Patrick. And the reason why they both have their doubts is because Delia made it her business to pay a little visit to Charlotte Greer.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding. She disguised herself as a chambermaid and got into her hotel suite. Kid's got guts. Greer recognized her immediately, called her by name, knew she was my ex-wife. We had a son together, and... Well, you don't want to hear what else she knew.
Oh, I do want to hear it. I want to hear all of it.
Bedroom details. From furniture to anatomy.
The, famous tattoo? Yeah, well, I suppose that anybody that's ever made love to you would, certainly know that. So, big deal.
Yeah, big deal.
Damn it. Just damn it! I think that you should call in the federal agents and, me, I'm going to the Hotel Sancerre.
Oh, wait a minute, Jill, I don't know if
Oh,
that's
no,
wise.
Frank. Oh, no. It's my turn. My turn for Charlotte Greer.
It's too close for comfort. Then Lisa's heartthrob turns out to be a heel on It Takes Two. Close for comfort. Then Lisa's heartthrob turns out to be a heel on It Takes Two.
On Ryan's Hope.
I'm not working for anybody but myself.
You're a phony. A real fake.
Will Charlotte yield to Jill's pressure? Ryan's Hope.
Yes.
Miss Greer?
Mrs. Charlotte Greer Ryan, yes.
Well, then, I'm in the right place.
And, who are you?
My name is Jillian Coleridge. I'm an attorney. I'm here to tell you you're in an awful lot of trouble.
The terrace season is officially open.
Oh, you were right. Geraniums are perfect. What was that about earlier?
What?
When I was singing to Ryan, you had tears in your eyes. Can you tell me why?
Maybe 2 cents more a slice for Kraft singles? Taste.
Kathy Harris gets in her 2 cents worth.
I know why Kraft singles taste so good. They're made with Kraft natural cheeses, like Special Select cheddars. Kraft singles have over 25% more natural cheese than government standards require. So good cheeses make great slices.
Kraft singles, you really get your 2 cents worth.
I would if I knew.
You've heard that song before.
Not that I know of. Obviously, it's Italian. What's the name of it?
Serenata de Roses?
Serenade the Roses. Doesn't mean a thing to me. All I know is as soon as I heard it, I felt like crying. Can you sing it again?
Saliena d'ore arance do giardino, e st'aria dolce venne a profumar. Oh, luna bianca a me, parre d'argento, sbattute songhe rose da studiare.
It's enough.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's fascinating. I mean, extraordinary. It just fills me. It overwhelms me with sadness, and I don't know where it's coming from.
Mary?
No, I don't think so.
Could it be something that your mother sang to you?
Well, could I suppose. I mean, I have no conscious memory. My mother died when I was 2 years old.
2? Oh, Jack.
I only really remember from a photograph I used to have of her.
I think right now I know exactly what you looked like when you were a little boy.
Would you like to have a glass of wine?
Yes. But I still want to hear about your childhood.
I've told you about it.
No, you only told me that you lived in an orphanage and that Sister Mary Joel was important to you.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you some more while we finish dinner, okay?
Okay. Were you happy?
Well, I was happy some of the times. It was also the worst time of my life. Worse, till I lost Mary.
What happened?
Well, the orphanage was overcrowded, so they transferred half of the children, the girls, to another facility uptown. Sister Mary Joel went along with them. I guess that was a tougher separation for me to take than the first one. It wasn't her fault, of course. I mean, she had no choice. But I felt betrayed. And I took it out on everyone and everything around me. I was what is known as a behavior problem.
But you changed.
Well, a priest, Father Marino, took me in hand. He got me on the basketball court as many hours a week as he could. And helped me get rid of my hostility. Also, I could do it well, so I felt better about myself. Probably the best thing he did for me was introduce me to his brother.
That would be Jumbo Marino.
Sure would.
Oh. So then that was when you lived with the Pelletieris, and you worked on the docks, and you met Max Morris.
You have a good memory.
Well, when I'm interested, I do, yeah.
Well, if you know all this, how come you're letting me go on?
Well, but you see, I don't know all this. I mean, I have isolated facts, but I don't know how they fit together. And I don't know how you became you.
Well, just step at a time like everyone else.
What about all that integrity? Where did that come from?
Sister Mary Joel, Father Marino, Max Morris. But basically from the feeling that if you can't trust yourself, who can you trust? That's a scary thought.
Indeed it is. So tell me about Max Morris.
Well, we worked on the docks together. He was my best friend, though he was 10 years older than me. And if Max believed in something, he acted on it no matter what. In fact, that's how he died, because he had the courage of his convictions.
What happened to him?
Well, the Dock Workers Union had some bad press about discriminatory practices. Unjustly, Max thought, and he was very vocal about it. And evidently very effective, because the faction that wanted to take over the union saw him as a threat.
And they killed him.
That's the easiest way. Keep him quiet.
I didn't know that your friend had been killed. You have certainly had more than your share, haven't you? Oh, I don't know anything about that. I can only imagine.
You never lost someone who was important to you?
No.
Okay, we exchanged notes on Frank Ryan instead.
I think this is important for you to know. I mean, obviously somebody has spent a great deal of money to set you up in this lovely hotel suite. Prepare all those phony documents that you've been passing out to the press.
Secondly, the documents are real, and it is my money.
Whenever any person makes an expenditure for the purpose of financing communications, expressly advocating the election or defeat of a clearly identified candidate, such communications...
Please, this really has nothing to do with me. Brandy?
You could get a year in prison, a $25,000 fine, or both. Now, my suggestion to you is, you call another press conference, and you name the group that you're working for before it really is too late.
I can see you must be a very good lawyer. And I appreciate the legal advice, but it just doesn't apply.
Well, considering the malicious intent behind your forgery, I would expect a judge to hand down the maximum
Listen,
sentence.
I don't know a lot of legal mumbo-jumbo, but I do know that a person cannot be prosecuted if what she is saying is true, and this is true.
Oh, no, it's not. You know that. I know that. And soon everybody else is going to know that. Frank has called in the authorities. You're in serious trouble, Miss Greer. Oh, if that is your name.
Mrs. Ryan.
Oh, come on, get off of it. This thing stinks.
Tell me something, Jillian. What's the penalty for breaking up a home? How many years do you get for that?
Whose home are you planning on wrecking?
Oh, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about you. What was the price you had to pay for taking Frank away from Delia?
I knew that something like this would happen. I didn't really know exactly what form it would take, but I certainly knew that your research had been remarkably thorough.
It so happens that Frank told me a great deal about you. And I want you to know that I was hurt, knowing that he had been with other women while we were married. But I always sensed that the only one that was really a problem to my marriage was you.
I don't really care to listen to any more of this. I have said what I had to say.
I am amazed that I am such a surprise to you, Jillian. You have worked very hard to try to deny me, despite the fact that you know more about Frank Ryan's history than anybody. How can you still trust him?
Because I know the man. I know more than his history. I know Frank Ryan. The whole story. Not bits and pieces that somebody has told me so that I could play a part. Miss Greer, you're a phony. A real fake. One more thing. If you really did know Frank Ryan, you would never question his loyalty and my loyalty to him. Oh.
For him to lose this chance. No. In God's name, what is happening here?
Frank is going to settle a debt and pay in kind. The pain and the loss, the separation, and the loneliness. And when he thinks the account is settled, he'll pay more. I have waited to meet you for a long time. Thank you.
That's how it works. Frank gets mad at me more easily than I do at him, and he gets over it faster.
Oh, who could stay mad at you?
Siobhan and Mary. And make me suffer? Oh, I could handle one of them, but if they both got mad at me and they got together, I was in serious trouble.
What did they do?
They specialized in swift and sadistic,
Oh.
preferably public. And if they were in the top of their form, truly humiliating.
Oh, please tell me, what did they do?
Okay, I was 13. I was an acolyte, altar boy. And I was one of 6 selected to serve at the confirmation. The cardinal himself was coming that year, very heavy duty. So, I had done something, I don't know what. Oh, yeah, it involved reading aloud from their diaries on the bus after a basketball game.
Patrick, well, whatever they did to you wasn't bad enough.
Oh, yes, it was, because the morning of the confirmation, I woke up with 5 wads of well-chewed bubble gum stuck in my hair, which had to be cut. Marine boot camp basic skull. Oh, that was only part 1. Part 2 involved my black sneakers that I only wore on the altar and then left in the vestry. Well, they got to my sneakers somehow, and they smeared olive oil into the soles, which was fine on the vestry rug, but the minute I hit the marble on the altar, I fell down. Many times. And I left a trail of olive oil so that a lot of people fell down. It was like a Marx Brothers movie. I really admired the cardinal, though, because he never lost his composure. And he stayed on his feet.
Is this a true story?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened to Siobhan and Mary?
Not a thing. Couldn't pin it on him. Not enough evidence. Ma had her suspicions, which was punishment enough for Mary, but Siobhan was so incorrigible anyway. Amanda, you are so beautiful.
You make me believe that.
Every now and then I look at you and I forget what I'm going to say because your eyes amaze me.
Put down that bottle. And take my glass and your glass and put those down, too.
Joe? What are you doing under there?
I'm trying not to wake you up.
You didn't succeed.
Ah! Hey, what is it? What cut that out?
What are you doing?
That was not I.
Oh, no? Well, then who's down there?
No one. Just come back. Look. See? Those hands?
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Ah! Now, come on, really, what is that?
It is one of those little coils in a mattress that make it firm like a marble slab. It's loose.
Uh-huh.
Now, watch this. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Pressure, huh? Got it?
Yeah.
All right. Watch. Watch out. Ah.
Wait a minute now.
See, pops up and it gets you.
Well, I can't... Wait a minute. No, here it is. I'll tell you, this thing either likes me or else it's equipped with a homing device. Where you going? Where are you going now?
Well, I'm going to try and see if I can get it loose all the way.
All right, I'll help.
Oh.
There we go.
Okay. Got it?
Yeah, let's look here.
All right. That's no help.
Oh, sorry.
But it's nice.
All right, where's the coil?
Oh, wait a minute. It disappeared.
Well, gone forever.
Oh. Tell me something.
Yeah?
Do you think that all people behave like this in bed?
Absolutely not.
You sound pretty sure of yourself.
Yeah, well, that may have been just a trifle indiscreet.
Oh, of course. I forgot that you were an expert witness in this area.
Jillian.
Okay. It did seem like that. A little arrogant. I mean, speaking for everyone.
Well, I want to just speak for myself.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not interested in everyone. I'm only interested in you. You know what? As long as we're together, nothing else matters much. I mean, this is central. This is what it's about.
Oh, I love you. Tell me, how can we be sure? How can we be certain it's always going to be like this?
I keep telling you.
What?
We don't get out of bed.
Oh.
Frank's mother and Kathleen's mother and the mother of Patrick and Mary and little Sean and the infant Maggie. All dead. I have waited to meet you for a long time. Thank you. Frank is going to settle a debt and pay in kind. The pain and the loss, the separation, and the loneliness. Dear God, take care of my son.
Lady?
Yes, John, I'm here.
You all right?
I'm just cold, that's all.
Well, I'll get the cook.
No. Stay where you are, dear. I'll be fine.
What time is it?
I don't know. Late.
I went out like a light.
Good.
Why are you coming to bed so late?
I went to see Charlotte Greer
Where?
at her hotel. I thought if I could talk to the woman, that I could make some sense out of all of this. But I couldn't. It's madness, or worse.
What do you mean, lady?
John, something terrible is happening. That woman, she's evil. I'm frightened for Francis.
I woke up in a fit of obsession mission, and I had to run out into the driving rain.
What?
Don't worry. Stay right where you are. I intend to share.
You didn't.
I didn't what?
Go out like that?
No! I had my raincoat on. I was in a hurry.
Suppose there'd been a big gust of wind.
I would have gotten a terrible, terrible chill. I shocked you. I love it. I always go out like that when I'm at home.
Does that mean you're beginning to feel at home here?
You know, I think perhaps it might. Are you ready
Ready?
for more Dolce Vita? Oh, that's bakery. That a Tony, huh? He's the equal of anything we got uptown. So are you.
Tony'd be glad to hear that.
Oh, I love it. These are still so warm the powdered sugar melts wherever you touch them.
Yeah, I'm not too crazy about the powdered sugar in my bed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just as long as you don't mind me in it. Jack, you don't mind my feeling more at home here, do you?
No. I don't think so.
How are things this morning, Ma?
Not so good, I'm sorry to say.
Well, we are going to get through this. You know that.
I've been sitting here realizing that there have been very few times in my life when I've been genuinely frightened. But last night was one of them. And still this morning.
Frightened about what?
About you. For you. Charlotte last night. And let me tell you, the experience was not what I was expecting.
What did you expect?
I expected to be a fine liar and a brilliant actress and maybe to be able to face me down, but, well, she did all that.
Ma, if she shook you up, that's to be expected. I mean, the details...
Son, I'm not saying that she made me doubt you, please.
Well, if she had, I'd understand.
No.
I know Da was not convinced.
Once you said that you had given us your word, not any power on this earth would make me believe that you weren't telling us the truth. No, and your father was only concerned that you were shouldering the burden alone.
Yeah, well, he cited some history. So did Patrick.
Which has nothing to do with the present and nothing whatsoever to do with what that woman is trying to accomplish here.
Thank you for that.
What I found so frightening is that as I was standing in that room, listening to that woman tell what I knew to be lies, there was something that I could believe. Not her story, certainly, but there was something behind it. Something that is driving that woman herself.
Well, it has to be greed.
No, I don't believe it has anything to do with money. And if she is being paid, then it goes way beyond that. It's something much more personal.
What makes you so sure?
Because what I was feeling in that room had nothing to do with greed. It was anger and hatred and malice, if you will. This may sound foolish, but I tell you, in that room, I felt pure evil. It was as if the devil himself was there, talking with her tongue, blazing away at me out of her eyes. I had all I could do but to turn and run.
Now, that I don't believe.
Darling, I don't mean to alarm you. It's difficult enough. But I'm telling you, that woman somehow believes on some level that she's been wronged.
Not by me. But I know that doesn't keep you from being frightened, does it?
No.
Wait a minute.
Don't let me disturb you.
No, I just had to get to the end of the chapter.
What's the book?
Brothers Karamazov, I'm running through the Russians again.
May I suggest you don't run, walk?
Don't high-hat me, mister. I realize self-taught is superior. I realize my finishing school degree doesn't mean a thing because my father paid the bills.
Shut up.
Gladly. I'm in no mood to fight. I only have about 50 pages to go.
Oh, well, in that case.
No. I can do that another time. I have a proposal.
Why don't we just skip the formalities?
Hey, I just got dressed.
So?
So, you have work to do, and besides, I really must run uptown and see what devastation the decorators have brought.
Sounds exhausting.
Jack, you promised.
Okay. What's the proposal?
Well, I'd like to leave a few things here. So, if you could find some drawer space, maybe consolidate a few things, then I could have one. Actually, you wouldn't be losing any drawer space, you see, because you could just take a drawer's worth of stuff and bring it up to my place. Uh-oh. Not good.
It's very complicated.
What, Ryan? I know. You don't want Ryan to go into the bathroom and see my hairbrush and my toothbrush and my lingerie and my stockings hanging over the shower rod. Okay. I'm not an idiot.
Wrong. You're not an idiot. Yes, I am concerned.
Well, obviously, I would be discreet. And obviously, I'm not going to ask to come up here and spend the night with you when your daughter is sleeping in the next room. But there are enough nights that she doesn't, that she spends the night at her grandparents, and that I'm here. And I don't like to go uptown in the morning in rumpled clothes looking like an unmade bed.
Appearances? You walked out of here this morning, stark naked under your raincoat. You're concerned about appearances?
No. Just creature comfort. Just convenience. Now, wouldn't you like to have a